alpha or beta male? If you had to choose, which one would you prefer? Or
Oh man.
I want you to answer for yourself and then answer for what you think most women would say.
Okay. If I had to pick between an alpha and a beta, this is so hard because I don't want to be judged for my answer.
Now you can't be judged for your answer. This your answer. Your
We
preference
all
is your
judge.
preference.
We all judge.
We can't. Yo, people like what they like. You know what I'm saying? You can't knock somebody for liking what they like. You have your reasons for that.
So
It's
I
only when
have
you
to
have.
pick. I have to pick.
You have to pick. If you have to choose one, right? That don't mean you only gonna do that. But if you had to choose, your preference would be ideally alpha or beta. Like, and that's assuming you buy into this whole personality thing, right?
It would have to be the alpha because the alpha is more sure of himself and everything that he does, according to what you sent me, everything the alpha does is calculated, and any effort he puts into it is an investment back into whatever it is he holds value to. So based on that, I would have to say alpha. I told you before, I've dated alphas, I've dated betas, never dated what they consider a sigma, which is the wild card, does everything on their own terms.
Basically,
Huh?
basically an alpha that don't really need the pat on the back is essentially what it is.
Okay. Um, he sounded a little more wild to me, but I've dated
Because
both.
he,
What I thought they were, if I could
yeah,
put the
yeah,
different people in categories,
yeah.
I've had sorry betas and I've had sweet betas and I've
Hold on, hold
had
on, hold on.
sorry.
Nah, we not. You about to. Let's focus before we get too far to the weeds, right? So you said alpha for you, ideally, right? And I know you had all these other experiences. My other part of that question was, what do you think most women would say?
Oh,
And
most
if
women would say alpha.
most women would say alpha, okay, boom, it's, it's okay, right? Those are preferences. So a man your height or shorter, or a man taller than you, ideally for you,
A man my height or shorter?
shorter than you, who's your height and shorter, or a man that's taller than you. Which man would you prefer? A taller man or a man that's your height and shorter?
Well, my
You gotta answer. You gotta answer the question.
my I don't. Okay, so when it comes to,
All right. So let's say you
I feel
five
like
seven, right?
there's a trick to this shit because
Yeah,
I've
let's
I've
say
been with all, and
I
it
know you have, but
matters.
we say, but if you had a preference, if you had a preference,
I don't prefer any particular as long as he ain't
okay.
shorter than me.
All right. So you do have a preference there, so he can't be shorter than you.
Can't be shorter than me. No.
I bet. So he has to be your height or taller. All right.
Yeah.
And what do you think most women would say in
Well,
America?
most women say at least 6 feet.
Right? Okay. We not even get into that math on that one right there. Okay. So here's my thing. Let's play it on the most women's angle first. Most women prefer a dude that's 6 feet and an alpha, right? So you're answering. You're on a hot seat for most women because you were speaking for and advocating for women earlier. So would you prefer a 6 foot beta or a shorter alpha?
Shorter alpha.
A shorter alpha.
Hell yeah.
That's you, or is that are you answering for most women?
Oh, that's for me. I don't know about every. I mean, I think from. So I'm only basing this off of the one single show that I watch and what most of the women say when they come on there.
Hmm.
So I would have to say most women would be okay with the man being a beta if he were 6 feet
Okay.
because they will automatically presume that he's an alpha just based on his height, even though that has nothing to do with it.
Yo, it's funny because I tell that quick anecdote. I got some friends, some brothers who were first sergeants, right? But they 6 feet
Oh,
tall, right?
mm-hmm.
And if they darker in hue, people be intimidated by it. But I look at them like, yo, let me watch how I say this. I'm like, I know you a sucker. They scared of you. I hit you in your head with a brick. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but people perceive how people perceive something just because of the aesthetic.
Just because
You
of
look
the
at this dude because he's 6 foot and he has this scowl, and you look like, oh my god, goodness, he's a monster. And I'm look like, yo, this, this dude that's nearly his size is intimidated by him because they don't know no better.
mm-hmm.
And people buy into that. It makes me think of your tall beta situation that you were
Mm-hmm.
just, what I'm saying? The perception allows somebody to create that image, that illusion of a quote unquote alpha. Even though
Right.
I don't really buy into that.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, it's kind of like horoscopes. Go ahead, say what you were gonna say.
Do men not have preferences?
Oh, of course
Like
they
you gotta
do.
have
Of course.
tits and ass. You
No,
gotta
not yeah.
be, exotic looking.
I don't think
She
that's
gotta
true.
be.
Who has those standards? Like stop you. If you're not, listen. You
Are
gotta
you
be. If
serious?
I'm gonna answer your question, if you have to be exotic looking, if you have to, one, anybody in the right environment is exotic looking. You take a black woman to a town where there's no to China, she's exotic suddenly. So the exotic look is the something that got promoted just like marketing. If everybody had to be exotic looking, there would be no more brown skinned babies in the United States getting born. Women, here's the thing. Women have been getting, pardon my language, getting piped down for all of human history. Exotic or not. If you are the norm in an environment, you cannot be exotic. It's only when you seem distinct. But if you're attractive and you're maintaining yourself and you present yourself well, you're gonna be attractive.
But
If
that's
you're,
not what men say they want, is what I'm
what
telling you.
men? Oh, yo, wait, Mo. I'm a man. Tell me when I ever told you I want an exotic looking chick. A
Okay.
homeboy who I don't speak to right now. I don't know what your communication level is. I don't think his significant other is exotic looking, right?
Okay. Can I'll take away exotic.
Okay.
But a lot of men are into big ass, right? Because it's
Is
what's the thing. So a
was it
lot of
that?
men be like, no, she gotta have ass, or else I don't
Is
want
that
her.
not been part of our culture though? Like as African Americans for centuries, is it that what was the norm? We can go back to Sir Mix-a-Lot, right? That's 1990. I like big, but and I can't not right. So
But
that
it
was a
wasn't
norm.
hyped up like that until Nicki Minaj came around.
No, it was
Then
hyped up
everybody
already.
was like, oh, she gotta have ass. Like men weren't
Nah, you
vocally
know what it
saying
was?
she don't have an ass, I can't fuck with her until
It
like recently.
it was J-Lo before Nicki Minaj. But once again, that coincides with the proliferation of smartphones and social media. Nicki Minaj is 2010. The iPhone came out in 2007. Facebook was really starting to catch its traction 2010, 11. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same. And remember, in the early 2000s, we were dealing with the video vixens. And
Mm-hmm.
even in the early 2000s, they were shapely as well. And if you look at Atlanta's strip club culture, they was promoting the same thing. So, they used to have a magazine. They had some websites that was catering to this demographic. We just didn't have smartphones at the time. You just had to be on your computer. The only difference now is we could be at work. I could be like, yo, look at Shorty right here. She thick. And they got the technology, right? It's like the $6 million man or the $1 million man, whatever it is. We have the technology. We can make you better, right? Something like that. You old enough. You know what I'm talking about. Right? You make me feel like I don't know. So, but nobody say you had to be exotic, yo. But you just gotta find somebody who gonna appreciate you for you. Mo, I'm
My
not.
thing is, Joe, men have their preferences and women have. I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman saying she wants a man that looks this way. My thing
Yeah.
is reality will set in and let you know, listen, you not there to get that. So I don't understand why men are so upset with women that say he gotta be 6 feet, he gotta be da 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 da, and y'all looking at her like, where are you coming from? You can't get that because that person person don't want you. Well, let her find that out on herself. Let her figure that out. If she
Yeah.
ain't getting that man, then obviously she gonna realize, wait a
No.
minute, I can't get
Yo.
the 6 foot, 6 figure, 6 pack man anyway. Let me, humble
Nah,
myself
no, she gonna
and
get
go
him.
for Tyrone.
No, she gonna get him. She gonna get piped down. She ain't gonna get commitment from him. And she's entitled to do that. She's entitled to get piped down.